This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. So today we will be discussing about monitoring tool Nagios. We already have experience in monitoring tool when we are dealing with about AWS, that's CloudWatch. So I hope you have understood what exactly monitoring tools can do when your client is having a lot of infrastructure, especially with respect to EC2 machines. Suddenly a machine will behave slowly. So you need to know the reason why a particular server is performing slow. It could be with respect to CPU utilization. It could be with respect to RAM not sufficient, or is it because of network bandwidth, because of which reason the EC2 instance is not perfectly performing as per the requirement. So in that case, you need to have a monitoring tool. So that's the purpose. We already have exposure towards one monitoring tool, that is AWS CloudWatch. So all the clients who are running on AWS definitely go for CloudWatch. On-premises infrastructure who was not working on, who are not on AWS, they have also there is one more monitoring tool called as Nagios, similar to CloudWatch. So the purpose is same. You can monitor the CPU utilization, you can monitor the RAM utilization, you can monitor the network bandwidth, network packets in, network packets out. So this kind of metrics, you can get that information using Nagios. So let's learn experience how exactly Nagios can be installed. We'll be creating two machines. One machine we install Nagios, okay, and then the machine in which we install Nagios, that's called as a Nagios server. So we'll be connecting to the Nagios server and monitoring all the machines. If you want to monitor the rest of all the machines, we need to add machines to Nagios. We need to learn two things here. First, we should learn how to install Nagios. First, what we should do, we should learn how can we install Nagios. Later, we should also know how can we add the machines to Nagios. Let's say you want to monitor 10 machines. You want to monitor 10 machines. Now, how can we add those 10 machines to Nagios? So this can be done. This is what we are learning in our today's session. Okay. The first machine in which we install Nagios, that's called as a Nagios server, and second machine is nothing but the server one. Let's create it. So let's create two machines. So I'll be creating two machines now. Let's log into AWS. Services. As of now, there are no instances. We'll be creating two instances. We will be creating two instances. As usual, let's go with Ubuntu. You can create a number of instances, Dinesh. Okay, so minimum we need to have two instances to experience the scenario, isn't it? One machine will install Nagios. Okay, so that is called as a Nagios server. One machine we install Nagios, that's called as a Nagios server. And then using Nagios server, you can monitor 5 machines, you can monitor 10 machines, you can monitor 100 machines. So if you want to monitor particular EC2 machine, you should learn how can we add that machines to Nagios server. You can monitor 10 missions also. All the 10 missions we should add it to Nagios server. How can we add missions to Nagios server? We'll also experience it. That's the reason we'll be creating 2 missions. First mission we install Nagios, and then second thing what we need to do is to learn how can we install missions to Nagios. How can we add missions to Nagios? That's the reason we need to have 2 missions. Okay. Dinesh. Okay. So number of instances 2. With respect to security groups, you need to Nagios deals with some specific port numbers. Custom TCP needs to be open. HTTP needs to be open. Custom ICMPv4 needs to be open. Custom CCP. HTTP. Custom ICMP. Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's easy. So where I'm downloading my desktops in the folder. Launch instances. The reason why we are discussing Nagios because in case if the client says that have you anytime have a hands-on and monitoring tool, which monitoring tool your client is using, you should be in a position to answer it, isn't it? So first thing you say that when the client offers on AWS, so you can say CloudWatch. In case in the interview they'll ask you if the client is not on AWS, so which monitoring should be used? At least which monitoring tool the client needs to use. At least we should know something about monitoring tool which is not part of AWS. So there comes the need for Nagios. So on the first mission, we'll be installing Nagios. So that's the reason I name it as Nagios. In the second mission, we will add the second mission to monitor. So it is, let's name it as server 1. Can be any name. First thing what we need to do, connect to Nagios server and install Nagios. Is it? We have connected to the first mission and we'll be installing Nagios. Steps to install Nagios. update the APT repository, upgrade the APT repository, both update and upgrade.
Why, sir? Till date we
The
never
difference
did that.
is we never did that. The difference is when we update the APT repository, what happens is the existing packages which are there in the APT repository will be updated from the lower versions to higher versions if they are available. That's called updating. Upgrading is nothing but in case if there are new packages available, the new packages will also be added to the APT repository. That's the concept.
Okay.
I have never done that. So let's do this.
And Sunil, and one more doubt, like we have state latest right in like Ansible, like for update for installing the package. State equal to present, option and latest. What is that latest? It will install or else it will update.
No, which one? Which
In
command?
Ansible, we have like state equal to present for installation, option for
An
removing the
installation latest
package.
for the
No,
upgradation from the lower version to higher version.
I mean like existing package it will upgrade or else it will
No, existing one it will update.
So instead of that we are anyway you are using sudo no update cache equal to yes or no, right? That is our then why this one?
You're talking no. This is with respect to APT repository. Okay.
Okay.
That is if you want to, let's say if you want to upgrade Git
Okay.
from lower version to higher version,
Okay.
then what you write? State equal to present will install it. It will
Yeah.
not be upgraded. State equal to absent will uninstall it. Okay.
So state equal to latest it.
If
Okay.
you
Then update
upgrade that
hyphen
particular
cache.
package,
Okay. Update
huh?
hyphen cache equal to update hyphen
Do you
cache.
want to update by updating the APT repository or without updating APT repository? Without updating
Okay.
also if you want to can update it. So it's up to us. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Generally, whenever you are upgrading or installing, it's always good, right? Update cache equal to this. Update the APT
Okay.
repository and upgrade install.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
So any update on the client interview? Finish?
Oh no, Sunil, not yet. Maybe this week, I guess. No, no, that I asked day before yesterday I asked one doubt, right? Like if you are having your own inventory file and
How
how
to
we
do it
can
in the
view that?
playbook? I need to check.
Yeah.
Have you tried it in Google?
No. Sir. Okay, I'll check it.
Definitely not the solution. It will be a simple solution. I think somewhere we should write
Okay.
-f and mention the file path.
Okay. Okay, Sunil.
Sudo apt-get install Nagios 3. 1 minute, please. Nagios version 3 we have installed. Oh my god. Nagios is not was working before. as packages frequently changes. Okay. Don't. Some problem with the Ubuntu operating system version 20. So let's take the lower version. So Ubuntu 20 instead of 20. Let's go with Ubuntu 16. Ubuntu 18. We have created one security group in Nagios. SG90. Choose an existing keyboard. NAG 90. Hopefully this will work now. Just click on tab. Nagios administration password. Remember the administration which you are giving password. I want to name it as Sunil, my name. Yes, any question, Lucas?
Yes, Sunil. So when we are installing anything, the standard process, we have the standard procedure to update the repository.
Please repeat, please. Question.
Can you hear me?
Here I'm talking.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, little bit. Your voice is little low. Please repeat your question.
Okay. So when we are installing anything,
Mhm.
we have a standard procedure to update the repository. Is it the same process for the upgrading? I mean, do you recommend to upgrade the repository?
Upgrading is
Or,
not required. Only for Nagios I recommend. But for rest of all the activities, update repository is more than enough.
okay. Thanks, Sunil.
Okay, so I'm done with installing Nagios 3. And how to check whether Nagios 3 is installed or not? So it's a press just the three-step commands. So if you want to check whether the Nagios 3 is installed or not, take the public DNS of the machine, and / is the Nagios 3 is the URL where in which you can access the Nagios 3 dashboard. So public DNS of the machine. Copy the public DNS. / Nagios 3 is the URL where in which you can see the Nagios dashboard. Username of the Nagios is Nagios admin. This is the default username of that software which we have installed. Nagios admin. And the password is the password which you have given at the time of installation. I have given it as Sunil. This is how the Nagios dashboard looks like. This is the Nagios dashboard looks like. So in this dashboard, you need to go to host groups. And can you see, click on the local host. You can see the current machine in which we have installed the current load, how many users, okay, disk space pending. It is calculating the disk space. Okay, so it will be showing you it will take some time to get upgraded, and finally this space it will provide you the information how much hard disk is available and how much hard disk is free. So this is how the Navigator dashboard, not much updated, not like latest tools, but this is how we can get the dashboard of the Navigator.
So
Clear?
this is
Part 2.
is this a live tracking it provides?
Slide.
For the,
Look at the time. Okay,
but,
it's live. Currently one
okay.
user is connected to this machine, so it is also showing you the current number of users which are connected. If you wait for some time, Prashant, it will calculate the disk space and show you how much disk space is available in which machine. The machine in which we have installed Nagios, in that machine it will calculate the disk space also. Let's wait.
What about the
One
CPU
minute.
cores and
See,
everything?
look at this. Disk space it is showing as critical because it comes with limited space, right? 8 GB of hard drive. So that it is calculating and make that the disk space is critical. Okay.
Mhm. So what about other components like in CPU utilization and everything? Does it also shows up those?
Network pages in case if the network is disconnected, and again it's connected, it will show you here how many times it was disconnected, at what duration the network was disconnected, that network outages it will show you. And then it will also show you services which are currently running. And then right now there are no host. I need to check, Prashant. So somewhere definitely you'll get a dashboard where you can see the CPU inflation also. Okay.
Okay.
It's very simple. So this is how if you observe how is it feeling, it's more like an outdated user interface, isn't it? Not like
Yeah.
other third-parties. So it's a bit traditional too. Okay. So this is the machine on which we have installed Nagios. Now in this dashboard, we'll also learn how can we add other machines. How can we add other machines to Nagios? Let's say your client is having 10 machines and you need one centralized location where you can see the 10 machines state metrics, right? So you will be adding all the 10 missions to Nagios. So how can we add a mission to Nagios? How can we add a mission to Nagios? So let's experience this. Under services, currently we find only localhost. Under services, currently we have only localhost. Localhost is nothing but the machine in which we have installed Nagios. Now, if you want to know the report of other machines, then we need to add other machines to Nagios. So how to add remote servers to Nagios? The first point before adding remote servers to Nagios, you need to do little bit configuration. There are 3 configuration steps you need to do it. There will be one file called as nagios.config file. In that particular file, check external commands will be by default 0. You need to change it to 1. In the current machine which we have connected, in the Nagios server, we need to do configurations. So I'm going to that particular config file. Insert mode, as I have mentioned. Check underscore external. See, this is the default user Nagios. Check underscore external commands by default will be 0. Change it to 1. Escape :W to save it. Next, there is a group called Nagios group. In that you need to add www.data. I'm not sure why, but you need to do these configurations in Nagios. You need to come to last record.
Sunil, may I know what is the
see, look at this. Nagios is a group. You need to add www.data. I'm not sure why, but let's do it. Yes, Dinesh.
what is the difference between upgrade and update, Sunil? Can you explain once?
Okay. See, update. If your APT repository is having 100 packages.
Okay, so yes, Sunil.
If your APT repository is having how many packages, assume that there are 100 packages. When you
Okay.
update, in case if that newer versions are available, all the 100 packages, if there are few newer versions available, those packages will be updated to the newer version.
Okay, Sunil.
Upgrade. If Ubuntu community is releasing, let's say 3-4 new packages, let's say two new packages released. How many packages you are having? Only 100. When you upgrade, you'll get 102 102 packages.
But we are not installing, right? The 2 packages.
When you upgrade, automatically it will come into your APT repository.
Okay. If you
Upgrading
want,
is
you can
nothing
upgrade or else you can directly install. Anything is same, right?
Yes, you are right. Generally, we have not upgraded in all whenever we are learning all these tools, right?
Yes.
So in case if Ubuntu community releases a new package and you want the new package to be available in your APT repository, then we go for upgrading. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
So you
Thanks.
need to give some permissions to this particular directory. So let's execute change mode commands. How was your weekend, Dinesh? Akhil, what did you do this weekend? Am I audible? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so once I'm done, when you install Nagios, by default Apache 3 will be installed. So you need to restart Apache 3, Apache 2, and then you need to restart Nagios 3. Both need to be restarted.
Sir, that actually www.data, it actually creates a user for the Apache server.
Okay, okay.
I just checked it online.
Done. So this is the configuration steps. First is installation. Next, you need to do configurations before adding the missions. Once the configuration is done, how can we add the missions? Configuring the remote servers. Configuring is nothing but adding the remote servers to Nagios. Okay. How many missions you want to add? How many missions you want to add? I want to add one mission. As you want to add one mission, so you need to do it. As you want to add one mission, the process one you need to follow. Go to this particular location, Nagios 3 config.d directory. In this directory, you'll find all the configuration files. You'll find all, look at this. All files are .extension cfg. That's not, these are all configuration files. You need to create a new configuration file. As you're adding one new mission, you need to create a new configuration file. The name of the configuration file, I'm writing it as server.cfg. It's good practice. The name should match with the EC2 mission name. Okay, because this configuration file is helping us to add this server one to Nagios. So in this new file, you need to write some text, the define host. You need to write this code. When you add this code, that file, in that particular file, it will be added to the Nagios server. In this code, you need to look at this. You have some values: host name, alias name, the IP address of the machine which you're planning to add, maximum check attempts, check period, check command, contacts, notification interval, notification period. So this code, I got it from this Urban Penguin. It's a very good site where you can get some information. Defining a new host. In this tutorial, we have looked at the method to add Nagios host in the machine. Okay, so this is the code. So I have picked up from this. So we need to make some changes. See, we need to change three values: host name, alias name, address. Host name should be the DNS name of the server one. Right? Alias name is nothing but the EC2 machine name. It's good to make link it to EC2 machine name. IP address. Private IP address is more than enough. Let's try to understand some values. Maximum check attempts is nothing but some. If let's say if Nagios is unable to communicate to server one, it should check second time. If again it is unable to communicate, it should check for 3 times. How many times the Nagios server should attempt in case if a machine is not responding? 3 times. Check period. what time it should monitor. I want my machines to be monitored 24/7. Check command. This is the command which is used for monitoring. Contacts. I'm not sure about this route. I think it will be monitored with respect to root user. Notification interval. Every 60 seconds, I should get some notification from Nagios in case if the server is down. Notification period is again 24/7. Okay. So these are few informations which we need. We'll not generally disturb all this. We'll be disturbing only these 3 values which I have done it, and then this should be placed in the new file. So let's create a new file. Insert mode. Escape. Restart Nagios 3. Okay. Now go to Nagios page and then click on home refresh. Now under host groups, previously local host was there, Prashant only. Now what happened? Can you see the new mission which has been
Yes.
added to the dashboard?
Yeah.
Like this, you can have all the 10 missions in case if you want to add 10 missions. It will wait. You need to wait for some time for the metrics to get updated, but you get the same information like you are able to see it in the local host. The same information you can get it in here. Okay. So 3 things what you need to do. So in case in the interview they ask you what can you do in Nagios, you should be in a position to say that I have installed Nagios, and what are the we have done some configurations, and the define host is a code which helps you to add the missions. This is what we do, and then once it is added, there'll be one special team called monitoring team, which will be one among our operations team. So they'll just regularly glancing the Nagios dashboard just to make sure that everything is okay. So this is how we will be using Nagios in on-premises infrastructure to check whether the machines are perfectly running or not. Clear?
Sunil, I have a doubt.
Yes, because
Yes,
No,
Sanjay.
Dinesh.
yes,
Yeah, so
Dinesh.
I'm like in CloudWatch, if any alert has been reached, you'll get mail right as through SMS. Here,
Simple notification.
how? Yeah, here how
We need
we
to
need to receive.
when
See,
you are installing Nagios, okay,
yeah,
by
yeah, yeah.
running this command, okay,
Yes.
it is asking you email server, okay, details,
Okay, okay,
mailing server
okay,
details, okay.
okay.
So according to the operations team, so they'll give us the mailing server details. We need to configure that email address to which you need to receive the notifications. Okay. So to
Okay,
that
okay, okay.
email,
And the thresholds, like
we
when
have ignored it because we
okay,
are not having any mail server. Yes, Dinesh.
okay. So that email server, in the sense, it's not like normal Gmail or else any
No,
other
no,
some
it's
server.
company maintains their own email servers, right?
Yeah.
So that information.
Okay. No, Sunil, I'm like it's normal mail only or else any other particular configuration we need
No,
to go there.
normal email only. Okay, Nagios configure it in a normal email.
Okay, like normal our personal mail. We can give our personal mail also normally for our practice or else.
If you want, no, for practice it will not work because we need to provide a lot of details like which will not be possible for a Gmail address. We need to provide some POP3 numbers or
Okay. Okay.
additional
Okay.
details. Okay,
Okay.
so we don't
So
need to worry about this. The operations team will do get that information.
okay. So the thresholds and also they all will give like if it reaches 80%,
Yes.
that also you can set or else.
Yeah, we can set it. I'm not sure how can we set it, but Nagios is having an option where the hard disk is more than 80% can be configured. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Dinesh. Vikas.
Yes. So, Apache 2 is a prerequisite for Nagios.
We don't need to install it. Automatically it gets installed when you install Nagios. Okay.
Is there any logic or reasoning why the
See,
Nagios requires
whenever,
Apache 2?
whenever you are able to get some application, so application needs some application server to get in running. Okay, Nagios uses Apache 2 to get the pages available on the browser. Okay,
Okay.
so it runs on application server.
Yeah.
Apache.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And second, so is there any way we can just copy our file from the local system and put it into the cloud machine? Any easier way? I know we can go through
Putty.
Git.
Use Putty
Okay.
to
WinSCP is there,
transfer
right?
your files or WinSCP. We have seen it, right? We have seen it when you're learning about VPC. We're using WinSCP or Putty. You can Putty if you need write a command called put commands or get commands. If it
Or else
WinSCP, you just drag and drag.
Okay.
FileZilla is there.
Oh, okay.
So there are tools wherein which we can transfer files from your laptop to the EC2 machines in case if you want to have it. Okay.
Okay.
We have done
Thanks.
that. We have used WinSCP for transferring the files in the VPC servers, VPC concept. Please have a look at it.
Sure, Sunil. Thank you. Yeah, I will.
Yes, Akhil, you have something to say. So this is about Nagios, which I want to tell you. So I hope you had a brief understanding about how Nagios works. Okay, and coming to the question Akhil asked. Akhil, you said that in the Jenkins for performing CI/CD process after completing fourth stage, your pipeline should stop waiting for the approval. Only when the approval is done, then only it should go to delivery, isn't it? So this is possible. Do you remember we have discussed about pipeline script, isn't it? Scripted pipeline where we have the code for performing downloading, code for building in the brackets. Okay. So in that snippet generator, snippet generator where the code gets generated, we used to select shell script. Okay. So in that there's an option called wait for interactive input. Okay. There's an option called
Okay.
for interactive inputs. When you select wait for interactive input, it will generate the code. Add that code to that particular pipeline job. Your pipeline will wait for you'll find two buttons at the runtime, approve or reject. When you click on approve, then it will go to stage 5. Okay. So the option what we need to use is wait for the interactive input. So try that, you'll get it. Okay.
Okay, Sunil. Thank you.
So with this, we will end the session. At the same time, we will end the batch. Okay. So thank you for your effort. Prashant, can you tell me what was the start date of our batch?
Pardon, sir?
When was the batch?
17th August. 17th August.
17th August, 18th August, September, October, 2 months. Okay. So with this, we will end the batch. But anyways, we'll be regularly updating you about the workshops which I'm planning to conduct. Okay. And any new batches also, if you want, you can welcome. Okay. Anyways, you are in the group. Okay. You'll get updates from my side. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
Ananya,
Thank you, sir.
Akhil, for your time.
Sir, how
And
is your
yes,
AWS batch working?
AWS evening 4 p.m. batch is going on well. Actually I want to start the new DevOps batch from this month. Actually, I want to schedule it sometime at 11 o'clock or something like that. But I got some inquiry from one company. They want their training to be done for the group of 10 employees. Okay, so discussion is going on. If that works, okay. Otherwise, I go ahead with the usual schedule, and definitely I'll post you about Python classes, advanced AWS classes. Okay, so but the only thing what I need is some time. Give me some time. I'll keep on adding. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
how many students in AWS class right now?
As you know, AWS is free, Prashant. Okay, there are closely 120
Oh, okay. That's great.
participants.
Great.
In our batch also, it was more above 100, I think so, Prashant. Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
No, sir.
Above
We
100.
had 75 or something that was.
Okay. As it is
Last
free batch, the counts are not stable. Sometimes I'm getting 190, 150, 140 each day.
Okay.
difference.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you for
Hey
your
Sunil,
time.
hey Sunil, can I
Thank you,
take
sir.
30 seconds?
Yeah, please,
Thank you,
definitely, you're
Sunil.
welcome.
Thank you so much for giving us so much education.
Thank
It's
you.
been a wonderful journey, especially for
Thank
me,
you.
and I'm sure many others will be agreeing with me.
Thank you
And
very
again,
much.
you are the best teacher I ever come across. So thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Thank you.
And
I'll
it's
be
a
sharing one link. Please provide your feedback that helps in Google reviews,
sure.
growing my ratings. Okay.
Sure, Sunil, and we will be at least I'll be eagerly waiting for any other classes from you. So if you
You're
have
welcome.
anything, please
Sure,
let
sure,
us
sure.
know.
Please
And
be in the group.
lastly,
That's the only thing what you need to do is to be in the group, okay, to get the updates from our side.
yeah, and that leads me to another thing. I tried looking at your profile on LinkedIn. I was not able to see.
I am not at all active in LinkedIn, not active in Facebook, not neither Twitter, no, not in Instagram. So
Sir,
I
please
should
be
make
active in LinkedIn at least.
visible to it should be what is important. Okay, so I'll be creating all these accounts.
So
Okay.
please be active in LinkedIn so that we can give you some more students.
Okay, sure, definitely. LinkedIn, I have profile, but it is
Yeah, I've
not
seen
at
it.
all
I've
active.
seen it, but it's not
It's not
active.
at all active. Not at all active.
Okay,
I'll be active. I'll be active now.
that's okay. I mean,
Thank you.
yeah.
And please
Thanks
refer
again.
Yeah,
your
sir.
friends.
Definitely,
Yeah.
I'll refer.
Thank you very much.
Hello,
And
sir.
okay, hope you have will
For Oracle also,
missing you all,
can we
but
refer for Oracle as well?
definitely. But I am not the trainer. I have my colleague who takes up Oracle trainings. Okay, so I will refer to him.
Is it same like
Okay.
you?
Person to person changes, isn't it? So, but he's good. Okay.
Okay.
So, is there anybody who is ready for taking up Oracle
I
training?
can take. I mean, I wanna understand some of the basics, Oracle basics. So
You are planning for SQL? You mean to say writing SQL
no,
queries?
no. I've been working on the SQL, but I wanna understand the Oracle.
EBS?
Yeah.
You mean to say Oracle applications?
Like on the ground level, on the fundamental level, especially the schema and then table indexing, and do you guys cover those kind of
Reporting. You're
fundamental
also
details?
looking for reporting and
No, like
interface.
key indexing. I mean, when you're writing a query, how do you perform the optimization,
Okay.
query optimization, and those kind of things?
That means you're looking for performance tuning concept related.
Yeah, performance tuning concept, and
I
some
will
of
share
them.
that information. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all
Sunil,
again.
in
Thank
which
you.
area you will
Thank you,
stay?
Sunil.
Hyderabad?
Huh?
In which area you will stay in Hyderabad?
I stay in Sanat
In
Nagar.
which area you are staying?
Do you know
Sanat Nagar.
Sanat Nagar?
Okay, okay. I will meet you once I come to
Where you used
Hyderabad.
to stay?
Yeah, Sunil. Yeah.
You used to be in
Currently in
Hyderabad,
my
isn't it?
hometown.
Now, when
Yes,
you
yes,
are in
in
Hyderabad,
Kondapur.
you used to stay in Kondapur. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Kondapur,
Sure.
Suchitra, Motilal. Okay,
Okay.
Sunil.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
Sunil.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.